Hi good people, this will be part 12 of the Frogger mini-series, and in this video we're going to be setting up the vehicles and the logic to make them drive on the road. Let's not waste any time and just jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to come to one side of our tunnel, open up our content drawer, go to blueprints, and let's start with one of the vehicles. There's a few ways to do the logic. We could have speeds based on lanes, you could have multiple car types per lane. But I think for this one we'll try to keep to the spirit of the original. Each lane will have its own unique car, and that lane will have its own set speed for the vehicles on it. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a fast, medium, and slow vehicle type. So the red one will be the quick one, yellow one will be the medium speed one, and the blue truck will be the slowest. So let's drag out the red one starting off. We'll rotate it 90 degrees. And then we want to make sure it takes up the entire lane, which looks like this one does a pretty good job. So we're right there. The other ones we may have to scale a bit. All right, but if we drag that one like so. And let me slow down my camera view here. And yeah, that works. So now for this one, I'm going to use the behavior type of loop reset. The duration I will set for maybe 5 seconds. And then the first one, I'll have be at the front here. And we're gonna hit the control points, we'll add 2. Second element, we'll just kind of push it up a little bit so we can see it, click it, grab it, and then move it out to the other side here. Now the placement's key here, so we're going to be moving multiple vehicles behind it. So we want this to be kind of towards the end, so maybe right about there. The reason we don't want to adjust that, or maybe you do, it's just if you do, just be careful because they could overlap, so you may have to adjust the speed slightly. So maybe I add one like that, and then one there. So now if we play this, and then I hit apostrophe tab, see the vehicles go over there, kind of reset, and then they just kind of repeat that pattern. That looks pretty good. So that'll be our fast vehicle. And now that we have them set up, we have 12 lanes, and we only have 3 vehicle types. So that means we need the vehicles in 2 lanes on each side. So 4 lanes total, but only 2 on each side. So I'm going to shift select these, hold Alt, and then I'll pick another lane to push them in. And then the only thing I'm really going to do is just sort of adjust their positioning, which I'll probably actually delete one of them because it's easier to kind of do it this way. So I'll maybe push this one here in the middle. And I'll drag that kind of in the middle. And what I'll do is hold Alt, drag off one of the pins, and then I'll maybe just make this a 3-lane type. And then over here, that'll work just fine. All right, so that gets me one side. So now I need to get those vehicles over here as well. So what we can do is let's just add it in over here, but the rotation will be 270 degrees. And then I forget the height. Looks like the height's 110. So I'll pop it up 110. And then we are loop reset at 5 seconds, I think is what we used, right? Yeah, 5 seconds. And then for this one, I'll do another one that's kind of like 2. So I'll push one right here, and then we'll add 2 control points. And then for this control point, we'll select it, send it down over here. And I think we'll move this one right there is good. Come back over here, hold Alt, click and drag, so we get a new vehicle. And then when we come back over here, you see it created that just fine. Alright, looks good. Now we need to figure out another lane to put this in. So I think the last lane we'll put it in will be over here. And this one we'll do two, and we'll do two together, and then we'll do one kind of offset. So that one ending there makes sense. And then let's click out of it, click back on, hold Alt to create a new car, and then we'll hold Alt again, and we'll kind of get that little pattern. So now let's play this real quick. We'll hit apostrophe and then tab. And then we can see the vehicles kind of zooming along there. Alright, so that's one car type. Let's work on adding another car type. So we'll go back over here. And we'll stick with the left lane on this side. So let's add the sedan. Rotate it 90 degrees. Now this one is way too small. It doesn't take up the whole lane, so we're going to need to scale it. So we can open up the blueprint or the static mesh. You can do it on either one. Let's select the viewport, and we're going to select the car and the tires, and then we can just scale it by maybe, just let me lock that. Yeah, it does. We'll do 1.5, bump it up. And because we scaled the entire object, we're going to have to kind of adjust the tires and stuff. So we'll go to right view and then just move them in position like so. And that looks good. And the other part of it that's messed up because of that is going to be, of course, our trigger box. So we could scale that by 1.5. Looks pretty good. Compile, save. Now this may cause an issue with our interpolating. We'll take a look. If it does, we'll have to scale it on the static mesh outside the blueprint. But we'll see what this does here. So let's we'll do loop reset is good. Duration 10 seconds. I'm actually okay with that. Actually, maybe I'll do 8 seconds. And then we'll add 2 control points. And then we just move the second control point. Scaling on that one. Hopefully it won't get us into trouble. We'll see. Alright, so we'll do that one there. And we'll Alt. Click there. And let's actually maybe Alt click over here. That one, we won't be able to do the last one because it doesn't quite make it to the tunnel. But that's alright, we can just do 2 for now. Speed looks good. Does it make it all the way over? Yeah, looks like it does. So that will actually work, so we can scale on the blueprint, just on the static mesh. Don't scale on the default scene route, which, you know, obviously would work, but the problem, if you do it on the default scene route, it's going to mess with the interp to movement. So it's not, if you scale it higher than 1, it's going to be a shorter distance when it interpolates to. If you scale it less than 1, it'll be a longer distance. So if you get some funkiness, it's probably because you scaled the default scene route instead of the individual static meshes. So just be aware of that. All right, but we got that good. Now we need another placement on this side. So let's, oops. Hold the Alt key, drag this over here. And this one we will set up to use 3. Now this one's going to be slower, so I'm going to push it towards the back. And I'll grab this control point and I'll move it like right here. And then we will just hold the Alt key. We'll drag 2, and then we'll do 1 further out. And then we need to add the sedan on this side, so we need to pick 2 lanes. So I'll add the sedan. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. Our height is 115. Looking good. We'll kind of push that center lane. And the rotation was actually not 90, it's 270. So there we go. And for this one, let's actually stick it in kind of the middle. And what we'll do, let's add our control points. Drag one out. And we'll send it down the lane. And we'll just put that center, and that'll be good. And then what we can do is we can drag either forward or backward. I think we'll drag backward, and that'll be good there. And now we need to pick one other lane to put the sedan in. We already have a sedan in the first lane, so to break it up, I guess the last lane will be the only spot. So let's drag one over here. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe right about there, and this one will move towards the front. Do I want it in the back? Let's see. Yeah, we want to push this towards the back because we are going to do 3 cars, kind of like so. And that should complete the sedan.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
And we'll hit apostrophe. And now we can see our vehicles going across, looking pretty good. So last vehicle is the truck. So let's go ahead and open up. Let's place it in the world first to see how it looks. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be too large. So we'll rotate it 90 degrees. And yeah, it's just a smidge. It's almost perfect, but not quite. So let's open up the blueprint. We'll do what we did before. We'll select the wheels, the truck, and actually the box collider. And let's try to bring it to 0.75. And then let's just adjust the wheels. So go to right view. We'll grab these and swing them around here. So maybe right there for that one. That's negative 155. Negative 155. I think that looks all right. Then we can simulate, see how it looks. Yeah, it looks all right. Compile, save. And we just need it to hit the ground. By the way, when you're moving, if you use your mouse wheel to scroll up or down, you can slow the camera speed down as you move. That's just a handy little trick. All right, so we got one here. I'm gonna place this in the middle. Actually, we'll do one right here. Now this is gonna be the slowest vehicle, so I think we'll go with maybe 15 seconds on a loop reset. And on our second element, we'll select that and we'll send it downstream over here. All right, so, and this one was maybe right about there. All right, and then we got to select this. And we'll drag another one right there. I'll add that there, so that looks okay. And then we should have only one more lane, which is this back one right here. So we'll hold Alt, drag this over here. And I think we'll do 3 vehicles. So we'll add one right here. This one needs to be towards the front, which it already is, which is perfect. And then we will just hold Alt. We'll drag one right there and one right there. And then we got 2 lanes left on this side. Let's drag this here. We'll rotate it 270 degrees. I don't remember the height we were using 220. So we'll bump this up to 220. Looks good. I think we're using 15 seconds, right? Yeah, 15 seconds. And like I said, you can play with these values, kind of customize the project how you want. These are just some test ones that I'm using. And then before I duplicate this, I'm going to hold Alt, drag this over here, push this one in the middle maybe. And I think I'll do 3 on that one, but we'll just do 2 on this one. So let's add our control points. This one needs to be towards the front. And the reason you want to set these before you actually duplicate them is so they maintain consistent speed and they don't overlap one another. You certainly can have them overlap if you want. It just might be a little bit more difficult. Alright, so that one's good. Alright, and this one we'll add our control points. And I'm just going to put this in the middle. Right about here. And then I'm going to do a triple. So I'll add one here and one there. And that looks pretty alright. So let's play this puppy, see what it looks like. I'm going to go back here, hit apostrophe, and then tab. And then I can kind of frame up and see the whole map. You can see the vehicles are spawning and resetting. And like I said, there's a few different strategies you can use. I'm trying to be more, faithful to the original. It seemed like they had set speeds in the lanes based on the vehicle type. So we kind of do it that way, but feel free to do whatever you want. You can add variable speed to each vehicle and have different patterns and sets and however you want to do it, really. It's pretty flexible. But all right, everyone, we'll cut the video here. In the next one, we're going to set up the logs that the player can use to traverse across the river. But as always, thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.